ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की, जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the assembled devotees. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayat Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. We are reading from text number 36. Naikatra Naikatra Te Jayati Te Jayati Shalini Shalini Padapadmam Padapadmam Gnantya Gnanantya Muhuhu Muhuhu Karatlena Karatlena Patat Patangam Patat Patangam Madhyam Madhyam Vishidati Vishidati Bruhat Bruhat Stana Stana Bharabhilam Bharabhitam Staneva Staneva Drishtir Drishtir Amala Amala Shushika Shushika Samuhaha Samuhaha Naikatre te jayati shalini padapadmam Naikatra te jayati shalini padapadmam Gnanantya muhu karatalena patata patangam Ghanantya muhu karatalena patat patangam Madhya vishidati bruhatstana bharabhitam Madhya Vishidati Bruhatstana Bharabhitam Shanteva Drishtiramala Shushikha Samuhaha Shanteva Drishtiramala Shushikha Samuhaha Prabhuji's. Naikatre jayati shalini pada padmam Ghanantya muhu karatalena patat patangam Madhyam vishidati brihatstana bharabhitam Shanteva drishtirmala shushikha samuhaha Naikatre jayati shalini pada padmam Ghanantya muhu karatalena patat patangam Madhya vishidati brihatstana bharabhitam Shanteva drishtiramala sukhi samuhahu Naikatre jayati shalini pada padmam Ghanantya muhu karatalena patat patangam Madhyam vishidati brihatstana bharabhitam Shante Satish Mataji's. Naikatre jayati shalini pada padmam Shanteva drishtiramala sushikha samuhaha Naikatre jayati shalini pada padmam Ghanantya muhu karatalena patat patangam Madhya vishidati brihatstana bharabhitam Shanteva drishtiramala sushikha samuhaha. Translation, word to word. Na, not. Ekatra, in one place. Te, your. Jayati, stay. Shalini, oh beautiful woman. Pada Padmam, lotus feet. Ghanantya, striking. Muhu, again and again. Karatalena, by the palm of the hand. Patat, bouncing. Patangam, the ball. Madhyam, waist. Vishidati, gets fatigue. Brihat, full grown. Stana, of your breasts. Bhara, by the weight. Bhitam, oppressed. Shantavira, as if fatigued. Drishti, vision. Amala, clear. Su, beautiful. Shikha, your hair. Samuhaha, bunch. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki. O beautiful woman. Sorry, please repeat after me. O beautiful woman. When you strike the bouncing ball against the ground with your hand again and again, your lotus feet do not stay in one place, oppressed by the weight of your full-grown breasts. Your waist becomes fatigued, and your clear vision grows dull, as it were. Pray braid your comely hair. Purport. The demons observed beautiful gestures in the woman's every step. Here they praise her full-grown breast, her scattered hair, and her movements in stepping forward and backward while playing with the ball. In every step, they enjoy their womanly beauty. And while they enjoy her beauty, their minds become agitated by sex desire. As moth at night surrounds a fire and are killed, so the demons become victims of the movement of the ball-like breast of a beautiful woman. The scattered hair of a beautiful woman also afflicts the heart of a lusty demon. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Harer Nama Harer Kevalam Kalau Nastyaiva Gatiranyatha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very important verse and very agitating verse too. Before I start the class, I just want to ask you a question. Srimad Bhagavatam is one of the pure literature. It's one of the Paramahamsa literature, top of the all literature. Why is this verse being described here? Not just this verse, there are so many before verses as well. Why? This verse really agitates the mind. It describes the sex desire. It describes how that desire comes into our mind. This particular sex desire is so powerful, so powerful. Forget about me and you. It has deluded so many exalted acharyas, so many exalted saints who have been doing this penance for years and years. And just by looking at something, their mind got deluded. So why this topic is being described by Maitreya Muni and Vidura here? For that reason, I would like to just quickly go through the whole chapter 20 translations one by one. Please keep up with me. If you want to open your vedabase.com and just keep it Canto 3, Chapter 20. Don't go to any shlokas in particular, just keep it to that page. And I have also got my laptop, which is going to turn around so many pages. So it's all in one, I hope. And I hope I will be keep up with you as well. Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Just for the benefit of understanding that why this particular shloka or why this particular description has been given here, I'll quickly go through. Text number 1. Sri Shaunaka inquired, O Sutta Goswami, after the earth was again situated in its orbit, what did Swayambhuva Manu do to show the path of liberation to persons who were to take birth later on? So it's like when Brahma gave the order to Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, his wife, go down and start procreation. So they come down. When they come down, they see all the planets are on their places, but only not the earth. Why not the earth? Text 2. Shaunaka Rishi inquired about Vidura, who was a great devotee and friend of Lord Krishna, and who gave up the company of his elder brother because the latter, along with his sons, played tricks against the desire of the Lord. Text 3. Vidura was born from the body of Vedavyas and was not less than he. Thus he accepted the lotus feet of Krishna wholeheartedly and was attached to his devotees. Text number 4. Vidura was purified of all passion by wandering in the sacred places, and at last he reached Haridwar, where he met the great sage who knew the science of spiritual life. And he inquired from him. Shaunaka Rishi therefore asked, what more did Vidura inquire from Maitreya? Shaunaka inquired about the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. There must have been many narrations of the spotless pastimes of the Lord. The hearing of such narration is exactly like bathing in the water of Ganges, for it can free one from sinful reaction. O Sutta Goswami, all good fortune to you. Please narrate the activities of Lord, which are all magnanimous and worth glorifying. What sort of devotee can be satiated by hearing the nectarine pastime of the Lord? Text 7. On being asked to speak by great sages of Naimisharanya, the son of Romaharshana, Sutta Goswami, whose mind was absorbed in transcendental pastime of the Lord, said, please hear what I shall now speak. Text 8. Sutta Goswami continued, Vidura, the descendant of Bharata, was delighted to hear the story of the Lord, who having assumed by his own divine potency the form of a boar, had enacted the sport of lifting the earth from the bottom of the ocean and indifferently killing the demon Hiranyaksha. Vidura then spoke to the sage as follows. So this is the answer to text number 1. Text 9. Vidura said, since you know of matter inconceivable to us, tell me, O holy sage, what did Brahma do to create living beings after evolving the Prajapatis, the progenitors of living being? Vidura inquired, how did the Prajapati, such progenitors of living entity as Marichi and Swayambhuva Manu, create according to the instruction of Brahma, and how did they evolve this manifested universe? Text 11. Did they evolve the creation in conjunction with their respective wives? Did they remain independent in their action, or did they all jointly produce it? Maitreya said, when the equilibrium of the combination of the three modes of nature was agitated by the unseen activity of the living entity by Mahavishnu and by the force of the time, the total material elements were produced. Text 13. As impelled by the destiny of Jiva, the false ego, which is the three kinds, evolved from the Mahat Tattva, in which the element of Rajas predominates. From the ego, in turn, evolves many group of 5 principles. Text 14. Separately unable to produce the material universe, they combined with the help of the energy of Supreme Lord and were able to produce a shining egg. Text 15. For over 100 years, the shining egg lay on the water of casual ocean in the lifeless state. Then the Lord entered in it as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Text 16. From the navel of personality of Godhead Garbhodakshai Vishnu sprouted a lotus flower effulgent like thousands of blazing sun. The lotus flower is this reservoir of all conditioned soul, and the first living entity who came out of the lotus flower was the omniscient Brahma. Text 17. When that Supreme Personality of Godhead who is laying on Garbhodaksha ocean entered the heart of Brahma, Brahma brought his intelligence to bear, and with the intelligence evoked he began to create the universe as it was before. 18. First of all, Brahma created from his shadow the covering of ignorance of conditioned soul. They are 5 in number and are called Tamishra, Andhatamishra, Tama, Moha, Mahamoha. 19. Out of disgust, Brahma threw off the body of ignorance, and taking this opportunity, Yakshas, Rakshasas sprang from the possession of the body, which continued to exist in the form of night. Night is the source of hunger and thirst. Overpowered by hunger and thirst, they ran to devour Brahma from all sides and cried, "Spare him not, eat him up." Brahma, the head of demigod, full of anxiety, asked them, "Do not eat me, but protect me. You are born from me and have become my son. Therefore you are Rakshasas and Yakshasas." He then created the chief demigod, who were shining with the glories of goodness. He dropped before them the effulgent form of daytime, and the demigod sportingly took possession of it. Lord Brahma then gave birth to a demon from his buttock, and they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for copulation. The worshipful Brahma first laughed at this stupidity, then finding the shameless Asura close upon him, he grew indignant and ran in great haste out of fear. He approached the personality of Godhead who bestow all boons and who dispel the agony of his devotees and of those who take shelter of his lotus feet. He manifests his innumerable transcendental form for the satisfaction of his devotees. Lord Brahma approached the Lord, addressed him thus, "My Lord, please protect me from these sinful demons who were created by me under your order. They are infuriated by the appetite of sex and have come to attack me. My Lord, you are the only one capable of ending the affliction of the distress and inflicting agony on those who never resort to your feet." The Lord, who can distinctly see the minds of others, perceived Brahma's distress and said to him, "Cast off this impure body of yours." Thus, commanded by Lord, Brahma casts off his body. The body given up by Brahma took the form of the evening twilight, when the day and the night meet, a time which kindles passion. The Asura, who were passionate by nature, dominated as they are by the elements of Rajas, took it for a damsel, whose lotus feet resounded with the tinkling of anklets, whose eyes were wide with intoxication, and whose hips were covered with fine cloth, over which stone of griddles. This is nothing but their imagination of the twilight. Her breasts projected upwards because of their clinging to each other, and they were too contagious to admit any intervening space. She had a shapely nose, beautiful teeth, lovely smile played on her lips, and she cast a sportful glance at the Asuras. Adorned with dark tresses, she hid herself as it were out of shyness. Upon seeing that girl, the Asura were all infatuated with the appetite of sex. The demons praised her. "Oh, what a beauty! What rare self-control! What a budding youth in the midst of us all! who are passionately longing for her, she is moving about like one absolutely free from passion, indulging in various speculations about the evening twilight, which appeared to them endowed with the form of a young woman. A wicked-minded asura treated her with respect and fondly spoke to her as follows: "Who are you, O pretty girl? Whose wife or daughter are you? And what can be the object of your appearing before us? Why do you tantalize us, unfortunate as we are, with the priceless commodity of your beauty? Whatsoever you may be, O beautiful girl, we are fortunate in being able to see you. While playing with the ball, you have agitated the minds of all onlookers." And 36 is what we just repeated, what you all have just repeated. So basically, there is no girl. It's just their imagination and the imagination of the twilight, which Brahma has created as in order to what Lord Krishna has said to him. This ignorance, the understanding of the beauty and your visualization of someone's beauty for your own sex or for your own sense desire is an ignorance. When something is being done for your own sense gratification, we call it as ignorance because it is not connected with the Lord. Even in yesterday's class, Devakinandan Prabhu was saying that sin, the definition of sin, when we do not connect with the Lord, it is sin. So, starting from eating, when we don't eat prasadam, it is sin. When we don't take rest to give our body a rest after the whole day, so that the next day when we get up, we do our service with full-hearted, with full energy. And if we don't do that, rather than we just watch movies or very very common, going to pub and all, and what are you doing? You're actually stressing your body. That is a sin too. So likewise, the mentality grew from this sense enjoyment becomes a sin. There are a lot of incidents where you will see that the power of sex is so gross and it's so powerful that it has deluded so many Paramahamsas in our past. From that we can learn that we cannot run away from it. Definitely we cannot. The moment you step out of the temple door, you will see something or the other which will agitate your mind, which will agitate your consciousness. You can't close your eyes and walk in the road. You have to open your eyes. The monks going on the street, they do the book distribution. They are not being approached by only pure souls. They are being approached by so many different souls. They have been approached by so many different people who don't even cover their body properly. Your mind is getting agitated in every second of your life. What do you do? What do you do? You can't just do meditation. We have seen a great sage who was doing meditation for thousands and thousands of years. Because he doesn't want to get attached or because he doesn't want to get deviated, distracted, he went under the water. And he did his and he did his meditation there for so long. But what happened? He just saw one incident, he just saw an act. Two fish mating together and he got deluded. He came out of the water and with all the energy, powers, what he has accumulated from his meditation, mystic powers, he made himself a youthful boy, went to a king who has, I think, something 50,000, or beautiful princes. He married them. It is hard. We cannot seclude ourselves saying we don't want to see any woman, we don't want to do. Now, if considering me, I am a woman too, am I not allowed to dress up just because men are going to see me? Just because I don't want to agitate any men? No. It's like any woman, she's allowed to dress up. She's allowed to dress up the way she wants in a very sober manner, respectful manner. But if a man looks at her in an ugly way, it's the fault of the man. Same way, when a woman steps out of her house, she carries a burden. I'm not going to say burden, but then she carries a load of respect. A respect for her self-esteem, a respect for her parents, a respect for her neighbors, the respect for the society, the respect for the suburb, the respect for the nation. If anything goes wrong, how do we come down to that single particular individual? Oh, this country. Oh, something happened in this country. Which city? Oh, this city. Oh, which suburb? Oh, this suburb. And which girl? This girl. So it's a huge amount of responsibility we carry when we step out of the house. And when we are married, of course, our in-laws as well, we carry their responsibility as well, the respect, how we dress, what color we use, everything. Same like how a woman is carrying that responsibility, a man also needs to carry the responsibility, how he looks at others. The beauty of a woman is not for your self-sense enjoyment. A beauty of a woman has been given by the Lord. If a woman is beautiful, then just imagine how beautiful is the Creator. When we connect these things, when we connect the beauty, when we see something beautiful, oh, the flower is so beautiful, when we connect, who created this flower? It's the Lord. When a woman is so beautiful, of course she is beautiful. If there is a beauty, we should respect that beauty. But we should not think, oh, she's beautiful, she's mine. I want to have her. That is sin. She is beautiful because the Creator is beautiful. The Creator has created such a beautiful woman. If we see like that, it would be hard for us to distract. It would be hard for us to deviate. When we connect every beautiful thing with the Lord and we accept every challenges which come into our path as Lord's mercy, then it would be very hard for any one of us to deviate from our path. There's a story of Lord Shiva asking Krishna that, I want to see your Mohini Rupa, how beautiful you are, I want to see that. And Krishna said, no, you don't want to see that, don't disturb your consciousness, don't get agitated. I'm telling you it's going to be a bit hard. And he's like, no, I really want to see, please show yourself as a Mohini Rupa, I want to really see. And there you go, Krishna said, don't do that, but he didn't listen. So Krishna showed his Mohini Murti. And when Krishna showed that Mohini Murti, now before I continue, I'm not eligible to talk about this, but I'm still just repeating what Acharyas have repeated. And I really beg that you understand in the same way and don't take it as a word materially, word to word in a material meaning. So when Shiva looks at Mohini Murti, Mohini form of Lord, she is so beautiful. And while admiring, all of a sudden the dupatta, the cloth which was covering her, flows off. When it flows off, he gets agitated. Can you imagine? Shiva gets agitated. Shiva is Devadidev. He is amongst all the Devtas. He is Vaishnavadi. He is one of the topmost Vaishnava. He gets agitated. So what is the condition of us? Insignificant. We are insignificant. So when he sees, he gets agitated, he runs after him. Mohini runs in front, he runs behind her. And while in the process, he discharges semen. And wherever the semen drops on the earth, from there comes the mines of gold and silver. So they are exalted devotees. They can do these things as part of their pastimes. We should understand from there that what is the take? The take is, it's very hard to control this urge. This is a very strong urge. And we have to understand. To understand and to control, we have to respect that urge. And when we respect that urge, then only we can control it. So this pastime was so pure that from the discharge, there comes the gold mines and the silver mines. And from the human discharge, what comes? Just the shed of blood. So we should never copy them, but we should follow them. People copy because Shiva has drank, there's a toxicated, in Hindi we call it bhang. It's a toxicated drink, but Shiva hasn't drank that. He has drank the poison coming out of the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean. So if you really want to, I'm telling to those people who just blindly copy, who don't follow, who don't understand the actual philosophy behind it, who just blindly copy someone who has done a great act. If you really want to copy, then copy drinking the poison, not for your own sense gratification. So definitely the point here is not to copy anyone, but to follow and understand the bottom line of it. Even this urge is that great that a father like Rishabh Dev in Canto 5, he's talking to his 100 sons, the urge and how we should see this urge as and how we should take care of this urge. The whole chapter 5 of Canto 5, from text 1 to text 8 or something like that. This is all about how Rishabh Dev is explaining and how he is training his 100 sons to be perfect in their life, because they are going to be the would-be king of Bharatvarsha. How do you train it? How do you train your teenage kids? We always often run away from this part, this sex desire and all those things. We don't take care because we don't want to talk about it. But if you really want your next generation to be really respectful of this thing, you need to tell them in a sober way. You need to make them accustomed with this topic, that this is definitely very hard. Jai Jai Shri Radha Gopinath ki. This part is really very hard to control. So it's not about be careful, but be really, really careful what you do and how do you perceive. Looking at someone may perceive in different ways, someone may perceive in different way. It's your perspective to look at something. I might see, oh, she's beautiful. But someone might see, oh, the creator of this is beautiful. That's why that is beautiful. That perseverance is very important. Nothing else will change. As I said, you go out of the store, you'll see all sorts of odd things. Nothing will change. They will still stay where they are. It's your perseverance, how you perceive things out of it. When we only take care of our senses, when we only think about our enjoyment, I'm just repeating what yesterday Devkinandan Prabhu has said. The sense enjoyment only gives you unhappiness. It gives you anxiety. From anxiety, the fear comes. And from fear, lamentation and delusion. So basically, if you connect everything with the Lord, you are out of these 5 miseries. I would end here. If there is any comment or questions on this. Oh, yeah.
Just comment that I remember Shiva after what's happening in he said he was not even embarrassed about that. He said
Yeah.
all attracted Krishna.
Yeah.
It's like Shiva was even like excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for adding that. Yes.
Our story is totally different.
No, no, it's not different. It's the same. But you have added a good point. Yes, you have added a good point. And the point is, when Shiva was doing this pastime, he was not at all embarrassed. How we get embarrassed, right? We do get embarrassed when we do something wrong. But Shiva was not embarrassed. He was not. And thank you for adding that. Yes, I missed that part. He was not embarrassed because he knew only the Lord has the potency to delude my mind. He knew he is the topmost of the devas, and he knew nothing. He is the one who controls the Cupid. And when this happened to him, he was not at all attached that, oh, how could I fall down? That part. Yes, thank you so much. Awesome. Yeah. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Sleeping. Yeah.
So basically, we can't defeat sexual desire. We need to pray to Krishna, and He will maintain. It's His mercy, actually.
Yeah, so Mataji is saying, she is adding a comment saying that it's at the end, it's Lord's mercy that we are able to control if we have controlled our sex desire. Even Srila Prabhupada has always prayed to Radha Gopinath, prayed to the Lordship to protect him from these four things. So I'm just repeating Mataji for the sake of people who are listening from other media, because it's hard from you guys to connect with this. Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, I felt Srila Prabhupada's purport from Wednesday, Shloka 31. I felt it's very interesting. Sri, if I may read with your permission, at the end of the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that Sri Shankaracharya has advised all persons not to be attracted by the interaction of flesh and blood. They should be attracted by the real beauty in spiritual life. The real beauty is Krishna and Radha. One who is attracted by the beauty of Radha Krishna cannot be attracted by the false beauty of material world. I felt this very interesting.
Very strong.
A question what you raised at the beginning of the class. So just discussing with Toshin Prabhu, I felt this part to be really interesting.
Okay, thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.